Hey everybody, my name is Ryan Swanson and welcome to FUNalysis. Today we're going to be reviewing a few different matches, 3 of them to be precise, talking about how lower seeded alliances can outperform expectations. So we'll be reviewing alliances for the number 8 alliance from Bonney Lake, the number 7 alliance from the Great Northern Regional, and the number 5 alliance from the Sacramento Regional. Now none of these alliances took home a blue banner, but all of them got close and all of them outperformed expectations, utilizing a strategy that I think will become more common as we get into the season. So welcome to FUNalysis, and looking forward to getting into this topic. Alright, starting things off, we'll be reviewing the Bonney Lake event, and that will consist of teams 59-37, 90-36, and 49-11 on the Blue Alliance. Now you'll see Alliance 8 and you'll see Finals 2. That's the only time you'll see that the entire season so far in REEFSCAPE. We have not yet seen the number 8 Alliance make it to the big event. So what we'll be showing you here is, to start things off, in Autonomous, you see the relatively mundane Autonomous mode by Blue. You can see they're behind the Autonomous mode that the top-seeded Red Alliance is running, but at the end of the day, we've got 2 coral placed, we've got an algae grabbed, but what I really want to point out is not so much their Autonomous mode. Let's talk about teleop. So we're going to see 59-37 running algae. We're going to see 90-36 and 49-11 both running coral cycles. Now PNW, their camera angles flip around, so we'll get to watch a little bit of the number 1 alliance doing their thing. But when we get back to it, what I want to point out is the number 1 alliance running 2+1, very common strategy, especially for the number 1 seed. The number 8 alliance, triple offense. Now, what I think makes triple offense really effective here is 59-37. They're the key, running algae, staying out of the way. So effectively, it's 2+1 versus triple offense. And that'll be a common theme between the 3 events we're going to be discussing, or the 3 alliances we'll be discussing. One thing I want to point out is at Bonney Lake, number 8 alliance, they're comprised of the number 10, number 14, and number 16 OPR teams at the event, which is more or less in line with what you'd expect from a number 8 alliance. It's well constructed. So another note for this alliance, their combined OPR is 100.54. Their combined EPA is 112.3. And we're watching this match right now, and we're seeing 103 points. We've got 48 seconds left. They're putting up numbers that are beyond what their implied numbers would be based on both EPA and OPR. Now, if we do the math, we look at the results that they had in playoffs. They had an average total playoff score of 138.9 points, so significantly higher than their total EPA or OPR would suggest. Now, I would posit that the reason for that is because triple offense, especially with 3 well-coordinated alliance partners, will make it so that the robots are greater, or the alliance is greater than the sum of their parts. Now, we're watching time ticking down toward the end game. The Blue Alliance successfully managed to keep it close against a high-powered alliance featuring 2 teams in particular that have been on the FRC top 25 in 1778 and 2046. 2 very, very competitive teams. So what I'd like to point out there is that they scored 24 coral. Now, granted, the number 1 alliance scored 37, but 24 coral was better than any other alliance at the Bonney Lake event. They were able to do that with triple offense. So from there, we're going to review the number 7 alliance at the Great Northern Regional. Now, similar kind of train of thought, we're going to start out in the autonomous mode. This is the number 7 versus number 2 alliance matchup. 7v2, number 7 is comprised of 3293, 7257, and then low robot specialist 9092, who you'll see right now is performing a 3-piece L1 auto. That might be the only 3-piece L1 that I've seen. They were by far the best L1 robot at the event. As we get into teleop now, 3293 is going to serve as the algae coral specialists. They'll start off the match doing a couple algae. 7257, they're cycling coral. 9092, they're going to fill up L1. So again, a triple offense alliance, and this time they're not actually being defended. So the alliance number 2 is also running triple offense. Now, as we continue watching, we see 3293 is switched into coral cycling. They do a little bit of a hybrid here where they're not just doing algae like a lot of triple offense alliances have been doing. They do a combination of algae and coral. So all 3 robots cycling to the reef. Now again, I want to point out the OPR ranks are number 5 overall for 3293, number 8 overall for 9092, and number 27 overall for 7257. Again, it's an alliance that's constructed with robots with an OPR that you would expect to kind of have available to that number 7 alliance. So nothing special, nothing fantastic. I'd also like to point out the double coral scored here, kind of interesting. Unfortunate for the Blue Alliance, missed out on a couple points, but as we get into the end game, we'll find that ultimately doesn't hurt them. So again, let's go through the data for this alliance. Their combined OPR is 124.55. Combined EPA is 125.3, and their average playoff score, and you'll see it in this event too, in this match. Their average playoff score is 157. So again, an example of an alliance that's greater than the sum of its parts. In part, that's going to be because you've got 3 good robots playing together, but I think the largest contributing factor is going to be that triple offense, enabling that alliance to be greater than the sum of its parts. Another really great factor for this alliance you can see is their triple climb. So every match they're ending with 36 points, and that was huge. As we come to the end of match 3, you can see that the Blue Alliance pulled off the upset over the number 2 seed, 161 to 160. Very close match. It came down to the barge climb at the end. Triple climb really helped that alliance. But again, triple offense, enabling upsets in REEFSCAPE, something that we haven't had a lot of. The number 1 alliance has been very, very dominant. And it's in large part because I think a lot of teams are trying to play defense. The final alliance that we're going to be reviewing here is number 5 alliance from Sacramento. This event got a ton of play, a ton of watch. Obviously, anytime you've got 254 and Citrus teaming up, you're going to have high levels of play. We're going to be reviewing match number 7 here, and this is not your typical 5 alliance. As we're seeing, you've got 4522 and I believe it's 1671, both running multi-piece autos, and then you've got 2204 contributing their one-piece auto as well. In this case, 4522 is going to be running the algae specialist role, while the other 2 team alliance partners are running coral. So again, this is probably your most common triple offense go-to approach for alliances. Now, Alliance 5 is up against a difficult challenge. Citrus and Poofs have won 10 regionals together. They're really, really good, especially together. They're fun to watch. But this high-powered number 5 alliance is comprised of the number 3 OPR team at the event, 4522, number 11 OPR team at the event, 1671, and the number 19 OPR team at the event, number 2204. So you've got maybe a little bit overperforming or overachieving members of Alliance 5. Their combined OPR is 125.21. Combined EPA was a little bit higher, 145.6. But when you look at their average playoff score, and you'll see a big number here in match number 7, they averaged 183.6 points throughout the playoffs. So, and then in particular in this match, you're going to see them push the number 1 alliance to the brink, really. So Alliance 5, rapid cycling, 4522 is switched over to doing some coral. They're doing algae opportunistically, and they're mixing in coral cycles. That's what makes them the 3rd best robot at this event by OPR. Hyper effective cycling, and really any playoff alliance is predicated or built around having that elite robot that's able to do everything like 4522. But their alliance partners, 1671, 2204, efficient, effective coral cycling. Really, it's a testament to really great alliance selection, great drafting by this alliance. And you can see they're only 13 points down with 13 seconds remaining. They're going in for climbs. I believe that's where things slightly fall apart for the Blue Alliance. Red Alliance has just got a little bit of an edge, but ultimately you're watching a number 5 alliance putting up over 200 points, pushing Alliance 1. It took them an event high score in order to pull out the win in this match. So lessons learned, I think there are a few of them that we can take away, and I'll just rewind this so we can watch as I'm speaking here. But a few lessons that I've taken away from diving into these 3 alliances. Triple offense provides a bump in scoring relative to the combined EPA or OPR of the individual robots. So, in short, it's greater than the sum of its parts. And that's how you're going to be able to pull upsets in this game. People haven't been able to do that. It hasn't been unlocked really to this point in REEFSCAPE. But in my mind, triple offense is the key to unlocking that. Triple offense works best when you've got a robot like what we're seeing with 4522 right now, cycling algae, clearing the reef for the other 2 robots who are cycling coral. Really, it's a flow thing, right? Keeping out of each other's way, and it opens the field and really enables you to combat a +1 strategy. If you've got all 3 offensive robots going coral station, that can really make you susceptible to a defender. 4 robots fighting over 2 coral stations gets really crowded. Finally, triple offense is harder for the top seeds to pull off. Pretty logical reason, right? 1 and 2 are going to be elite top tier robots, and then robot number 24, the last pick of the alliance selection, typically is falling off in terms of performance. It would be uncommon to get a robot that can keep up with the top 2 robots that late in the draft. So it's a strategy available to your 5 through 8 alliances that's really not an option for your top seeds. So what I would say is if I'm a 5 through 8, I'm trying to build my alliance around doing triple offense so that I can at least give myself a shot to, if I can't win the event, make it to finals, to play that number 1 seed and give them a run for their money. And finally, what I would say is when we're getting later into the season, we've got DCMP coming up for every district. We've got the World Championship not that far away. I believe we're getting to the halfway point of the competition season. There are going to be more competent robots available for third-round picks and second-round picks, for that matter. So we're going to see this become more and more viable as the year goes on. So again, I want to shout out the alliances we covered here. Bonney Lake, number 8, Great Northern, number 7, and Sacramento, number 5. Congratulations on pushing the boundary and effective strategy in REEFSCAPE. I'm excited to see where triple offense goes from here. And with that, I'm Ryan Swanson. Thank you for watching FUNalysis. Always fun to dive into the strategy with REEFSCAPE. And tune in. I've got a few more of these, and we'll be breaking down some strategies as the season develops.